Easter. Now, I know it's plodding along and it's an allotment website. Sorry to say it's not allotments today. It's been wet. Our plot gets very wet, so we find it very difficult to do anything when we've had this type of weather. So we're going to have a nice Sunday lunch, but I'm not going to show you it all. A lot of it's just the standard stuff. But I got a bargain a couple of weeks ago. Put it in the bottom of the freezer. Show you. Look at that. 6 kilo rib of beef. Originally £40, I got it for £25. So that's what's going to be done today. And I'll just go through that with you. Right, the first thing we're going to do is prepare a rub for the meat. Now I've got my trusty old pestle and mortar. Put some salt in. Salt for flavour, but it's also there to give you some abrasive to help break the other spices down. Then black peppercorns. Tablespoon maybe. You do this to suit yourself. Then this is onion powder. Again, just for flavour, we'll put some of that in. This is something you might not have tried before. It's an Indian thing, and I think they call it Nigella. In actual fact, it is actually onion seeds, but they add a unique flavour. So, teaspoon of onion seeds, and just for a bit of heat, some cumin. I like the flavour of cumin on meat. So, do that, and then we start breaking it all down. Now the process is going to be, I'm going to give this a good pounding and break it all up into, it doesn't have to be very fine, but I don't want the whole spices. And then I'm going to get the meat, which I brought out of the fridge. I defrosted it and kept it in the fridge. And I've brought it out of the fridge now because I want it to reach room temperature before we start cooking it. So in a minute, when I've got this rub done, I'm going to take the meat out of its packaging, I'm going to dry it, and then I'm going to rub it, and then I'm going to leave it until I come back from the allotment. And I'm going to the allotment today because I'm in the allotment shop today helping out as part of my rota. So that's what's going to happen. Now, there we are. A nice rub, and I'll get on with the other bits now. Right, get this over the sink. This shrink wrap it's in is quite heavy, but what it does do is the meat will keep for far longer in this. You don't get as much freezer burn if you freeze stuff in when it's done like this. I actually have my own shrink wrap machine because I have a sous vide which I use for certain jobs. Now, see if we can get it out of there. Right, it wants a bit more cutting than that. Bits of string holding this stuff that's supposed to absorb the blood. Doesn't always absorb it all, this type of stuff, but there it is. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ribs in there. So it's a 5 rib joint, and we can get rid of that. Now this joint does need to be quite dry before you start, so I'm going to dry it with a kitchen towel. It's not as bloody as some joints you get out. And there it is. You can see that beautiful piece of meat. Going to take some cooking. I reckon a quarter of an hour very, very hot, and then take it down to another temperature, I'll tell you later, and about 15 minutes a pound, but we'll look at that in a minute. Right, this is what we're going to stand it in. I reckon the best bet is to roast this with the bone up. So that's what we're going to roast it in. I'll just put it in there now. But get this rub on. It's going to stand here for a couple of hours. The rub will start to permeate it, and give this a good rub in, and the rub has gone in the bottom. Shake it around, put it on it to get that rub in. A bit more on the ends, so we've got a nice coating, and that is going to be our joint, and that'll wait there now. It's a reasonably cool day, as you're aware, and we'll wait there and then get that on just after 12 o'clock. Right, there we are. An oven, 220 degrees centigrade. A rib of beef with onions around it. I always like to put onions around it. They add flavour to the gravy and everything. So that's in there now for 15 to 20 minutes at 220. Then it gets turned down to 170, and it's then approximately 15 minutes per pound. Now this is a 5.5–6 kilo. So that's about a 12 pounds, so it's nearly 3 hours, but we can check that with a meat thermometer. So we'll see where we are now. Right, it's been on 20 minutes now, so now I'll turn it down to 170. And just to let people see what it's like at that stage. As you can see, it's got that nice colour on it now, and it's starting to roast. So there you are, 170, and it's on for another 3 hours or so. If we look round, well, all that's been waiting for that time are prepared parsnips, new potatoes, carrots, broccoli, and we've got new potatoes in there to be parboiled for roast potatoes. Carrots in there that are going to be mashed with coriander and white pepper. That makes a nice mash. And we just wait now. All the other things I've got to do are Yorkshire puddings, which we'll need a lot of. I may just take you outside and show you what Pauline's doing while we've got some time. Right. Whilst the meat's cooking, I've been out here potting a few things on. I've got some tomatoes here, Cherry Falls and Tumbling Tom. Now the Cherry Falls, it says 8 seeds, and God, was the 8, just 8. 2 of them were stuck together. The Tumbling Tom says 22, just 40 odd. Tight on the Cherry Falls. So I've planted them in the greenhouse. Now I've also done this Tomatillo.
which is part of the tomato deadly nightshade family, which is the Mexican one, which is used green. I think it's got slightly lemony flavour, lime flavour. So I've just been doing that. Typically, also, I potted this on. This was getting pot bound. Now this is ginger, and we got it from a piece of supermarket ginger that you just have to look for a piece with nodes on plant. It takes quite a while for it to start to grow, but it's growing quite well now, and it's good root system on it, so we've just put it into a bigger pot. So that might interest you. A couple of other interesting little things. I've got 3 apple trees here. Now a few weeks ago I went to Odsall Hall, and they had something I had to pre-book and pay for, a tree grafting workshop, and you're supposed to come out of it with 2 trees. Well, they said you could have 3. Now, can't remember the varieties. That's Monty's Surprise, but as you can see, the graft has taken and it's starting to sprout. The others haven't started to sprout yet, but this one's Blenheim Orange, and this one is Gelios or something. I forgot the name of it now. But what they do say is, if the graft doesn't take, don't throw it away. Keep the rootstock and graft again from something next year. And all you have to do is graft with the graft wood's got to be dormant at the time. But you can see it works. The final thing I want to show you, this is a little unusual one. This, I bought this, it's not cheap plant, but heard about it. It's a Japanese yuzu lime. It produces the yellow limes. It's hardy, so it can stay outdoors in the UK. I'm just keeping it in here at the moment. We'll give it a good start and then go outside. So that is an interesting plant. While we're in here, you may have seen this one before. This is our lemon tree, and this produces lemons every year, and it produces, you can see there, it's flowering now, and you've got lemons on there. You can see the buds showing, and you get a very nice aroma from this. Although one problem we do have, and some of you people may be able to help, there tends to be a lot of stickiness on the leaves. We don't know where it comes from. We sprayed it with bug spray, and it doesn't seem to go away. It just seems a lot of the leaves just gently produce this sticky sap on the surface. So we'll leave it now till we get back to the food. Right, here we are. Been out of the oven, it's rested. And this is how it goes. You put it right down next to the bone. This is like something Fred Flintstone has, and not for a snack. Turn it round a bit and get down that side. And there's the ribs. Still plenty of meat on that. Look at that. Beautifully pink. Gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Now I'm not going to show you the meal because, to be perfectly honest, I need to eat it. So enjoy, because we're going to really enjoy that. Look at that. Right everybody, dinner's over. We've had a really good time. Might not believe it. I know it's in a plastic bag, it doesn't show it very well. This is the remains of that beef. There's a good 1.5 kilos of that rib left. It was beautiful. So that's my final thing for this. You might not hear from us for a few weeks. We're going on holiday. We're going to be away for 2 weeks from next weekend. We're going to India, we're going to Rajasthan and a few other places, so I don't know whether you want to hear about that. So bye everybody, see you in 3 or 4 weeks.